So this video will just quickly recap what we talked about in the staff meeting, but I want to give the heart behind why we're doing these mini lessons. We're looking to reinforce a core learning goal about important aspects of literacy, and we're using the NAPLAN criteria as kind of like a guide, but all of these aspects of literacy we would talk about in all of our subjects, and kids would already be familiar with them. But we're looking to see what the effect is of reinforcing the same learning goals and the same aspects of literacy throughout all KLAs. And we're hoping that this repetition and kind of adapting these learning goals to your specific subject areas, we're hoping that it has the effect of making it more relevant and also build up your skills as a teacher to be able to teach these aspects of literacy. So I'm just going to jump into it. There's a few instructions on here, but you're welcome to ask any of the learning support staff if you have any more questions, or we can come in and teach the lesson for you to give you a bit of a help. So I love this quote. It says, "The limits of my language are the limits of my universe." And it's important to understand that we interact and understand our world through our words. And the language that we have creates a universe. Some people have a very large vocabulary, and therefore their ability to describe what they experience is actually a lot larger than, say, children who are just learning how to name things and see things. So if our vocabulary is low, then we actually limit our ability to respond to the world. And you may begin to describe things with some basic negative terms like everything always being F and BS, or I feel bad about this, and not actually having the refined vocabulary to explain exactly how you're feeling or what's kind of going on inside of your world. So it's actually really important to expand our vocabulary because we don't want to limit our ability to experience the world that we're in. And the learning goal actually focuses on this idea. The goal is to understand that vocabulary choice has the ability to expand or refine meaning. So we have the capacity to use our language to either refine what we're trying to say, so be really, really specific, or we can be more general as well and expand what we're trying to say. But the goal that we're aiming for is for students to be more deliberate with their vocabulary choices and to be resourceful to find the words that reflect their understanding and experiences rather than just going with the defaults or common words that they've already learnt. We're looking to expand. So we can start with synonyms. I think most students don't understand why English has such a wide range of words that essentially mean the same thing, and maybe you feel the same way. But synonyms are really important because we use them to refine or expand our meaning. So for example, maybe you've just gotten home from a long day at school and your younger sibling has eaten all of the food, the cookies that mum has left out for you. The thing that you're feeling is that obviously you're not happy about this. But what word would best describe the feelings that you have? I've included a few down here, and I've plotted them on what's called a word climb. Now, a word climb is basically used to show that synonyms, even though they may mean essentially the same thing, they have different degrees of meaning. So you can see here, a low level of unhappiness might be described as being sad about not having the cookies, and sad's a lot more general. There's an expanded meaning that comes from the word sad because you can be crying about it, you can be angry about it, and it still encapsulates the word sad. Or you can be more specific and say a word like enraged, where the visual that's presented is not that you're just kind of moping in the corner, but that your face is red and you're looking to inflict some damage on your younger sibling for what they've done. Now, all of these words mean the same thing, but the word climb really emphasizes the learning goal in that vocabulary can be used to refine meaning and it's a great tool, a great visual tool for you to use in the classroom. So I've included on the slide an attempt for each KLA of what you could actually use it for. Now, each of you are studying different topics at this time, so these words may not be relevant, and I really encourage each of you to adjust this slide to whatever topic that you're talking about in the class. I won't go through all of them. You can go through the slide yourself. But if I leave you with this, when you complete the short writing task that we're asking you to complete, you can go through this mini lesson, and you may just want to focus on the maroon slide if your class has already seen the blue slide that I had up previously. But if you come back to the writing task at the end of the lesson, say in the last 10 minutes, and you focus on a word or a set of synonyms that have been common in the writing task that your students have produced, then you might just want to have a discussion using the word climb about some choices that they could make to edit their writing piece. So the feedback that we want to give is focused specifically on the vocabulary choice that they've made in their writing task. You may want to focus on spelling, or you may be tempted to focus on spelling, but if we just focus on vocabulary, and we're doing this in all our KLAs, hopefully the learning goal, which is a very important one, will be emphasized. So give it a shot. I'm always happy to hear some feedback, and I hope that it helps you out.